Hello guys, I'm Yumnalin and this presentation belongs to Brooks Brainy Summer Program Biomedical Engineering course. Um, Now I'm discussing a research paper about prosthetic hands, and now let's go over our second slide, and it's about me. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Sharqaya STEM school. Also, I'm from Egypt. There are some of my hobbies. I like art, drawing, sports. Really, I adore sports, writing, poetry. Let's go over our second slide, and it's our topic. Why prosthetic hand? There are huge research papers and different topics, but in my opinion, prosthetic hand is most important. So I have chosen it. Without hands, people face many obstacles because our arms and especially hands play an obviously valuable role in our daily life. In most of activities, the hands has the main role, and prosthetic hand is very important for individuals living with limbs difference or paralysis. To avoid some obstacles that they face in their life. Well-developed prosthetic hand is provided with sensors to restore the sense of touch and to be closely like the real hand. Now, if we focus on the psychology of those we notice, those people with different limbs, we notice raising the confidence of themselves when making the equivalent opportunity in sharing and joining with different jobs like nature limbed persons. And also managers trust them and depend on them in different work needed. Our last point here, when people with the differences share in the industry, agriculture, also the trade, this raise the product and also the income, making easier to success for our country. Let's go over our second slide, and it's what is prosthetic hand, and it's a history. Now, prosthetic hand is artificial hand for individuals living with limbs difference or paralysis. As we said, we are working on raising the similarity between it and real hand by providing it with sensors and also the sense of touch. To be able to provide the prosthetic hand with sensors, we make a deep study for nerves in human body. And this study appears on our next slide here. The science of controlling movements in human body. To improve the prosthetic hand with sensors, it's very important to study the sensory system in human body, very deep study, and that appears in this figure here. This is the green, for example, this is the green area for the lost hand. Some areas have the sense of touch, and its controlling system in human body is here and here, having two controlling sides, and it's like the red. Here is the red, and here's also red, and their controlling area appears here, here, and here. So we would like to provide the prosthetic hand with sensory system. We make the sensors connect the sensors with their controlling sites in the human remaining organ or arm. This map is called the sensory map of the phantom hand, and this provides information on type of sensations by perceived by the amputee. This is done by doctors and biomedical engineers to get a final result of their deep research, which facilitate providing prosthetic hand with sensors. Now let's go over the second slide, justification. Justification is really the main point that attracts me to the prosthetic hand. And I'd like you to know it with me. First, raising molars to amputated hand people, and this is when they didn't feel differences between them and the real limbed people. Um, this similarity or equivalence between the country individuals make affordability spread all over the country. Um, our second point, joining many people in the work field, leading to increasing the product of the society that appear when sharing the different limbed people with their prosthetic hands in the industry, agriculture, or even trade. This raise the number of workers and raise the product, also raising the income and leading to the success of the whole country. Here our last point in this slide, focusing on the psychology of those people with different limbs. We notice raising the confidence of themselves when they have prosthetic hand with sensors, or even without sensors, because they feel the equilibrium and the equivalent opportunity in joining different jobs as natural limbed persons. Also makes their manager trust them and depend on them in different work. This raises their confidence and that appear in the work result. Certification is really exciting, and this is the main point that I'm attracted to the topic. Let's go on the next slide. This is, I think, final slide for me. Implementation plan. This is in this slide. I'll talk about the availability for the prosthetic hand, and also the well-developed prosthetic hand. First, availability. Prosthetic hand is available all over the world, but in specific countries, which especially the well-developed countries have well-developed prosthetic hand, which is provided with sensors, so it's closely like the real hand, and really expensive. It's expensive, but the cost range according to its potential, also from one country to another. Our final point in this slide, our second point, raising the potential, which is the well-developed prosthetic hand, improving it by providing it with sensors to be able to respond to human needs and be familiar with nerve in human body. And this is appear in this photo. The prosthetic hand responds to nerves in the human body and became familiar with it. Now, thanks guys for your attention, and thanks to Brooks Brainy for helpful courses that it provides us and help us to explore ourselves more, and gain our attention really for the course. Thanks Brooks Brainy, and thank you guys. Finally, goodbye.